Number 38.
以武会友
Uses martial arts to meet friends. Partners begins with their right wrists crossed. Number 39.
拧背屈指
Curl fingers, twist arm. Sifu Lau begins by grabbing Sifu Wang's Hegyu point on his right hand with her right hand. She twists his arms so his palm faces upwards. Number 40.
怀中抱月
Belly holds the moon. Wang steps forwards with his right foot and grabs Sifu Lau's wrist with his left hand, covering her arm with his arm. He extends her elbow across his body using both hands and his armpit. Number 41.
擒拿臂腕
Chin Na wrist and arm. Sifu Lau's left hand grabs Wang's Jitsu point on his left arm and squeezes it to free her hand. Number 42.
端肘扭腕
Hold elbow, twist wrist. Wang counterattacks by grabbing Sifu Lau's left hand and removing it from his elbow. He transfers it to his left hand, pressing his thumb into the Hegyu point on her hand. He locks her wrist and uses his free right hand to press her thumb into her Jiangjing point on the shoulder. Number 43.
反身取喉
Turn around, attack the throat. Sifu Lau escapes by rolling her wrists and turning her body. She reverses Wang's technique to grab his left wrist with her left hand. Then she pivots to grab his Tianzhong point on the throat with her right hand. Number 44.
退步反掌
Step back, bend the palm. Wang grabs Sifu Lau's Lao Gong point on the right hand with his right hand, pushing his wrist downward and the fingers backward. When she reacts, he frees his left hand and adds it to the wrist lock, stepping backwards with his left hand to open the distance and create better leverage on the arm. Number 45.
进步推拿
Step in, push, and grab. Using her left hand, Sifu Lau breaks the grip of Wang's left hand. She grabs Wang's thumb with her right hand and steps forward, pushing with her left arm and pulling with her right. Her left leg ends behind Wang's right leg. Number 46.
双手分指
Both hands splits the finger. Wang steps backwards with his right leg and frees his right arm. Both hands grab Sifu Lau's right wrist in a very similar movement as in the previous example. By this time, instead of working the wrist, the emphasis is on grabbing and splitting the fingers. Number 47.
进步抓法，
Step back, grab the hair. Sifu Lau steps forward and using her right hand grabs Wang's hair, pressuring his by-way point on the top of his head. At the same time, she pulls his head downward toward her trapped hand to break his focus. Number 48.
下扣断腕，
Turn over, break the wrist. Wang grabs Sifu Lau's right hand with both of his hands and presses it into his head. He bends backward to lock her wrists. Number 49.
老鹰上架，
Eagle above the frame. Sifu Lau releases her grip on Wang's head and shifts it to his right thumb. She steps over his right arm, straddling his elbow and pulling his hand upward till his palm faces forward. She sits down to break his elbow. Number 50.
双龙抱腿，
Double dragon holds the leg. Wang retaliates by grabbing Sifu Lau's left leg with both hands, trapping her knee and lifting her leg to throw her off balance. Number 51.
扳头断颈，
Move head, break the neck. To keep from falling, Sifu Lau grabs Wang's head. With her left hand at the nape of his neck and her right hand at his chin, Sifu Lau twists Wang's head by pushing with her right hand and pulling with her left. Sifu Lau's leg and pivots away from her grip on his head. He follows the momentum of his escape to execute a left back fist strike at Sifu Lau's left temple. Sifu Lau blocks his strike with her left hand. Turn and strike the ribs. Sifu Lau grabs Wang's left arm and extends it over her shoulder. She pivots to step in with her right leg and strikes Wang with her jing, one point on her right elbow. Number 54.
按肩推腮，
Press the shoulder, push the chin. Wang uses his left hand to grab Sifu Lau's shoulder and his right hand to grab her chin. Before she can deliver her elbow strike, he pulls with his left hand and pushes with his right. This twists her head and breaks the energy of her blow. Number 55.
明肘反掌，
Turn palm, twist the elbow. Sifu Lau grabs Wang's Ningguan point on his right wrist with her right hand. She steps away and twists, bringing Wang's hand over her head, circling past her waist, then above his shoulder so his palm faces upward. Number 56.
缠肘架指，
Coiling elbow, bend the finger. Wang steps forward with his left hand, bending his right elbow. He bends both Sifu Lau's wrist and elbow and then grabs her right palm with his left hand, trapping her elbow with his elbow. His grip focuses on her smallest finger. Number 57.
怀中抱月
Belly holds the moon. Sifu Lau dissolves the lock by bringing her right hand downward. She shifts her grip to the back of Wong's hand and grabs her own right wrist with her left hand to lock Wong's wrist. Number 58.
推点迎香
Push Yingzhang acupoint. Wong counters by using 2 fingers of his right hand to jab at Sifu Wong's face. He aims for the Yingzhang point at the skin fold near the nostrils. Number 59.
仙人幻影
Immortal's magic hidden step. Sifu Lau grabs Wong's right wrist with her right hand. She pivots by stepping back with her right foot, then stepping forward with her left foot. She pushes forward with her left hand and pulls back with her right, locking Wong's arm under her chest. Number 60.
琴腕勾腮
Chin Na the wrist and hook the chin. Wong bends and sinks his elbow to break Sifu Lau's hold. He grabs her left wrist with his left hand, and then uses his fingers to hook just beneath her jawbone to attack the Da Ying Jia Xun point. One.
上部夹肘
Step up, embrace with elbow. Sifu Lau frees her left hand and deflects Wong's strike. She wraps her left arm around his to grab his waist while she shifts her stance and locks his elbow with her right elbow. Number 62.
隔身解肘
Place on top, chop the elbow. Wong steps backwards with his right leg and forwards with his left leg to pivot his stance. He grabs Sifu Lau's left wrist with left hand and then, using the leverage of his footwork, traps her right elbow between his 2 arms. Number 63.
承臂压肘
Sink arm, press the elbow. Before Wong can set his lock on Sifu Lau's elbow, she bends her elbow and sinks her arm against his elbow. She follows with an uppercut, punches to Wong's chin. Number 64.
二郎淡杀
Second son carries sandbags. Wong deflects Sifu Lau's punch with his right hand. He catches it and carries it over his head so her palm faces upwards, locking her elbow over his shoulder. Number 65.
推点腮帮
Push the chin area. Sifu Lau freezes her right hand while pushing Wong's chin with her left hand. She grabs the side of his face with her right hand and pulls it in coordination with the push from her left to twist Wong's head. Number 66.
上部扣肘
Step up, turn the elbow. Wong uses his left hand to deflect Sifu Lau's left hand upward and to the side. He steps around her, securing a grip on her left wrist with both hands and turns her palm to face upward. Using his right elbow, he presses down on Sifu Lau's Jitsu point on her left elbow to lock it. Number 67.
双龙取珠
Two dragons grab the pearls. Sifu Lau bends her elbow and grabs Wong's left wrist. She steps around Wong to free herself from the lock and then retaliates with a double finger poke to the eyes. Number 68.
猛虎下山，
A ferocious tiger comes down the mountain. Wong blocks Sifu Lao's right finger poke with his left hand. He steps forward with his left leg and blocks her leg. Then he grabs her left leg with both hands and lifts her legs to upset her balance. Number 69.
撑腿扭头，
Support leg twists the head. Sifu Lao kicks her right leg out to escape Wong's hold. At the same time, she grabs Wong's head with both hands to keep from falling. She pulls with her right hand and pushes with her left hand to twist his head. Number 70.
抱紧封喉，
Hold the neck, block the throat. Wong grabs Sifu Lao's right hand with his right hand and pulls it to lock it over his shoulder. Sifu Lao bends her elbow and catches his throat with her forearm. She uses her left arm to lock Wong's neck from behind. She pulls his neck backward. Number 71.
狮子摆头，
Lion waves the head. Wong grabs Sifu Lao's hand with his left hand and pulls it down. He pivots and locks her right arm with his right elbow. Number 72.
弯腰扛背，
Bend waist, shoulder the load. Sifu Lao pivots and grabs Wong's elbow and her left arm. She steps so that they are back to back. Then, keeping both of his right elbow with her left, grabs his hair with her right hand and pulls. Wong uses his left hand to remove Sifu Lao's right hand from his hair. Sifu Lao grabs his left elbow with her right elbow, and then holding both elbows, she bends forward to flip Wong over her back.
"倒背前摔，
This is demonstrated by student Matt throwing cars over his back. At this time, both partners break. Complete set. Two persons sparring formed by Grandmaster Lily Lau.